point, I would say, with this day. I mean, it's a thing where we've been dating for a year, and just recently we decided that we want to build something.
Mm-hmm.
So I started, saving up money, giving it to her, and just recently I started getting more contact with my daughter from my first marriage. So I have a first and second marriage. I told her that I had 5 children total. And just recently, my first daughter from my first marriage started coming over to my house, and my GF started giving me this thing where now that we're gonna move in together, she only knew me with my second marriage of my 4 children,
Okay.
and she doesn't want to accept my first daughter.
Okay. So that was kind of like sprung upon her.
Well, not technically. I mean, she thinks that my daughter's gonna come live with me, but I told her she's just visiting. I'm not sure why you're saying that she's gonna come and live with us. I never once mentioned it to you. And for that reason, that my daughter came over, she starts telling me, "Oh, now she's calling constantly. Now she's telling you to go pick her up. Why don't you have a boundary with her?" And I told her, "Well, to start off, I don't live with you yet, so I can't put a boundary. My daughter can come and go whenever she wants. But now, once we live together, then that's something else."
Okay. And you've been with this woman for a year?
Yes, we've been dating for a year.
Gotcha. And she's known about this specific daughter the entire time?
Yes, she's known about my 2 marriages,
Okay.
uh, 5 kids total. And I told her, you know what, I don't appreciate you wanting to have a boundary with my daughter, knowing that I never came in contact with my daughter until she was 10 years old. So I'm trying to make progress and bond with her, knowing that I haven't been with her for the last couple of years. And by the grace of God, He provided me a second chance to be with her. So for you to tell me to come and have a boundary with her, I don't take that kindly.
Right. Um, okay. So how old are your other kids?
So they're 13, 11, 8, and 4.
Okay. Okay. And what caused your 14-year-old daughter? What caused the rekindling of that relationship?
I'm sorry?
What caused the rekindling of the relationship with your daughter?
She just contacted me one moment. That was about 3-4 years ago, and since then, we've had contact, and it's something where I feel like, since I lost all these years because of my bad decisions when I was younger, I feel like I want to reconnect with my daughter. And I understand it's not her problem; it's mine. But not once did I ever tell her, you know what, you got to take care of them.
Okay. So, but why? Okay, you reconnected with your daughter 3 years ago. Why is she coming around and stuff a lot now?
She's coming more in regards to, let's say, she's not doing good in school, and she's not doing great at home with the mom. So when she tries to find some spot, well, not spots, but she tries to find, let's say, when she can't be at home, she tries to come over here.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, all that checks out. So, is there any reason why you weren't connected with her for like 10 years though?
Yes, it was the mom and my decision, where mom told me, you know what, I won't put child support, but if you don't see the daughter, I was 15 years old back
Hmm.
then, and the decision, I agreed.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, this pretty much falls underneath the category of like incompatibility, right? Like, I think this acted as like a filtering mechanism because the woman that you had doesn't sound like she was a quality woman. Like
Yeah, so
her having a problem isn't really that much of an issue. What I'm double clicking on is this whole idea of having boundaries. That struck me as manipulative because this isn't a boundary situation, right? She used the words boundary intentionally to make it sound like it was like a healthy thing that you were doing, that she wanted you to do. Nah. She
Yeah, so
didn't,
it
she
kind of
wasn't
broke me when she told
prepared.
me all that. And she, uh, she mentioned, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore because you're not able to be firm with the boundary. What boundary can I set with my daughter? I mean, I told you my story with her, my history. I'm trying to reconnect with her, and you're not you're not taking consideration of that.
Like, how was she being impacted?
But that's what I told her. I asked her, I'm like, how is that impacting you? You know, we're not living together. We're not. I'm not sure how that impacts you. She never responded.
What about the other kids? Are the other kids not asking for your time?
Yeah, my kids. Well, my for my second marriage, I have full custody of them, and I have them full time at home.
Okay. And you don't live with this woman. So how was she even knowing what your daughter was asking of you if she doesn't live with you?
Because I'm open with her. I tell her, you know what, this is going on with my first daughter. This is going on at my house. You know, I'm kind of like an open book. I tell her stuff.
There's something more going on here. Okay. So if you have full custody of your other kids, then she doesn't have necessarily a problem with kids. What was your daughter asking you to do again?
So let's say backtracking on Friday, I took my daughter to a concert, and I think the main problem that she has is when my daughter tells me to do something or when she wants something, I go do it. Not necessarily, but yes. I at first I say no, but then I say yes. And so
Why
she's
do
been having
you
a problem
wait,
where
wait, 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 wait? Why do you say no first?
um it's more like the behavior that she does at home. I just think about it, but then again, I kind of fold because
No, I
I
need you.
guess
No,
guilt.
stay there for a second. Why did you say no first, and be very specific?
No, in regards to saying no to my daughter.
Typically, when we say no to something, is that's our real response because we don't want to do it or because the person shouldn't have it done, right? So my question to you is, why are you saying no initially? Because it sounds like you have a good reason to do so. You're just not explaining it clearly.
Like I mentioned, I'd probably say the guilt.
No,
That's the
no.
words.
That's why you're saying yes. Why are you saying no? Why did you want to say
The
no initially?
the reason why I said no is because it's a concert where it was like rappers mixed where they say profanity and stuff like that, and it wasn't up for. I feel like it wasn't up for a child of 14 years old.
So she needed you to take her there, or she needed you to go with her?
I would say both.
And you went with her to the concert?
I went with her with the concert, yes.
Okay. Um, what about the rest of your kids? Are you saying no to them?
For my other kids, I do say no, yes.
Okay. So was this concert situation the main thing that she had a problem with?
I think so because after that, on Friday, she started acting distant and cold.
Did you ask her why was she was being distant and cold?
Yes, I did ask her. I asked her Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and she just finally opened up on Thursday, which was yesterday.
Okay, I need you to anticipate the question I'm going to ask you because you're making me ask you like, and then what happened, right? So, and then what happened? Like after that, what happened next?
Well, after that, that's when she started telling me about my daughter. I say
Okay.
every time she tells me something where she wants to go, she wants to do, I always say yes. So let's say, for example, she tells me right now, oh, let's go to the beach at 9 p.m. Then I would say, okay, let's go. Or when, let's say, she wants something, I say yes, so let's go.
Okay. Okay. I'm flipping my answer. First, I was saying this was a low quality woman. I do not think that anymore. I think that she is looking at this as weakness. Because at first it was like my assumption, I shouldn't have assumed, but I assumed that your rest of your kids were like living with their mother. But you're saying that you have full custody, right?
Correct.
So she doesn't have problem with children. She's accustomed to you being around children, right? She also doesn't live with you. So it's not like your attention is being taken away from her. I think that she perceives this as like, do you and her want children?
She actually had a miscarriage about a month ago.
Okay, so y'all do want children.
Correct.
Okay. I think this situation exposed like a side of you that she just wasn't attracted to, right? Because she's seeing that your daughter has full control over you, which is something you're gonna have to work on. I get, because like I have a child. I have a 9-year-old. I have a 10-year-old boy now. He just turned 10 this month, but you can't give them everything, man. Even if you are making up for lost time, that doesn't mean that you just become a yes man. It's the worst thing you could be to a child. You just give them everything they want. Because when you do say no, and that no will come, she ain't used to hearing it.
Understood. It is a place where she has come a couple of times, and I've told her, you know what, it's something where she's asked me for a new phone. She broke it. I told her no.
Good.
It's not something that I'm willing to buy to her.
Mm-hmm.
She's also come up to me, what was it, about 2 months ago, that she wants her 15, her quinceañera. I told her no. You're
Right.
not behaving properly, and the mother came up to me as well, and I said no, it's not happening.
Good. Okay. Did this happen after your girlfriend broke up with you or before?
No, all this happened before, but she doesn't know all this because I haven't told her.
Gotcha. Okay. When she broke up with you, have y'all broken up before?
Yeah, she's been broken up with me a couple times. One because I co-parent with a second marriage, and we have good co-parenting, but she doesn't like the way me and the mom kind of talk.
Okay. So she's broken up with you multiple times?
Correct. She thinks that I might have something with the mom, but I told her, you know what? We're just trying to have something healthy for the children. It has nothing to do, by all means, anything to do with getting back or anything like that. It's just for the children.
When she does break up with you, is she trying to have a discussion first, or is she just like over it and then ends things?
No, she's trying to have a discussion.
Okay. All right. Well, if she comes back, okay, let me just be honest. I don't see this being a good situation to be in, honestly. I know, I can tell from this conversation you're not the best communicator. I gotta kind of dig out of you information. You can't anticipate what information I may need to know. So I have to kind of pull it out of you. So I already know communication in this relationship is all the way fucked up. That's the first thing. Second thing is I don't trust any dynamic when people are breaking up consistently. It means the foundation is broken. You're just constantly breaking. This is a year-long relationship?
Yeah.
She's broken up twice with you? Nah, I'm going to cut that off. You're still supposed to be in the honeymoon phase, technically. And they're broken up twice?
Yeah, twice already.
No. So yeah, I wouldn't even take her back if she wants you back. But in the meantime, you really got to work on communication. You really got to work on that. Okay?
I understand, man.
All right,
And I
brother.
appreciate your advice. Thank you very much.
No problem, man. You take care.
You too.
All right. Yeah, you gotta get out of there, man. Like, I see people all the time. They want to preserve those relationships. When you talk to them, they're like, "Oh, we've broken up 4 times already." What? No, man. Throw that fish back to the sea. You can't be breaking up over and over and over again. I wouldn't even trust you after that. Somebody kept breaking up with me, I wouldn't even trust a relationship anymore. You would like just be bracing yourself mentally for like the next breakup. So that's unfortunate. I'm gonna need Buddy to also wrap it up. I'm just now realizing 5 kids. You look at the ages. First daughter's 14. Second marriage, oldest child is 13. Doing the math? So you immediately left the marriage and bust another nut. You immediately left the marriage, busted another nut, right? That was probably artificial insemination, to be honest with you. You probably meant for that to happen. Had a little turkey baster. And then the one he's dating right now, or was dating, a year in, she just had a miscarriage. I'm going to need you to stop procreating. I'm going to need that to happen for sure. You got to relax, bro. You've got to relax. You then had 2 marriages and you already knocked up your recent shorty. You got to relax. I wish I said that on the call. It's just now connecting. I clocked it like immediately when I heard the ages. I'm like 14 and 13. You move fast, don't you? He was having me on. That's right, CC. So his first one, the 14-year-old, he had 15. So then at 16, he got another one. Yikes. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Now I'm confused. He was married to both of these women, wasn't he? Or did he not say he was married? Because that doesn't make any sense. Did he say he was married to both? All right, well, we still had him on the call to get like clarity. I don't think he was married to both. I thought he said he was married to both. I feel like he said that a couple of times on the call. What's up, Kiana? All right. All right. I'm going to chill out on it. Who else we got? Yes, but he didn't marry the second one till later. Okay. Boo, what's going on?
Hi, Coach. Good night. I hope all is well with you.
All is well, dear. How are you?
Okay, so I have a situation. Well, probably it isn't a situation. I think I want to believe my thoughts are very self-sabotaging. Reason being, I met a guy. He's a detective. I could safely say we've been dating for about a month. I believe you'll be very proud of him because he, one, is in proximity. He does not at all flinch to check in and basically pull me out of my thoughts. But I'm scared because I'm becoming vulnerable and it's making me a bit uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah. And I want to run. And the problem is, because we're like neighbors, there's literally no place for me to run.
You're in the pickle.
I am. I really am. And it's not that he's doing anything bad, but it's more or less me.
Right. Okay. So what question do you have here?
That's it. Like, how do I stop myself from probably messing up something that seems pretty legit?
You just don't run.
But the urge to run, Coach, the urge to run is so strong.
I get you. You just don't do it. I wish I had a magical solution for you. You're fearful avoidant, right? Didn't we establish that you're fearful avoidant?
Yes.
Have you looked into like EMDR therapy, stuff like that?
Into what?
EMDR therapy, like trauma-based therapy.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you should look into as a fearful avoidant, for sure. But yeah, there's no magical, like if I talk to an avoidantly attached person, right? There's no magical solution I give them. It's just, hey, that uncomfortable feeling you feel when it's time to lean into the connection and be vulnerable, You kind of got to do that, right? You kind of got to do that. You can have your moments of solitude too, but you got to lean into the connection, right? So, yeah, as you say, you have to do it. You just have to make the decision that you're going to do it. Now, when you run, how do you typically run from connections like this? What do you typically do?
I go no contact. Well, as you know, change zones. But the thing is, in this one, I can't, because we both work here. Can't run from work.
So, when you've ran in the past, you just stopped communicating with the person
Yes, basically.
out the blue, like no warning, you just stopped communicating.
Basically, yeah. And I just probably like make excuses that, it's work, I'm busy, stuff like that. So they too give me the space that they perceive I need.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And it just goes silent.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, love. I mean, I don't have a magical solution for you, right? You're basically saying I feel uncomfortable with this, therefore, like, because it's not just fearful avoidance, right? Mary is well, I don't know. Well, she said it on the live before. Mary's fearful avoidant. She can lean into the connection, right? There's other people here who are fearful avoidant. They can lean into the connection. You just have to do the scary thing, right? You just have to do it. Like, there's no magical solution that I can give you, no magical tactic. You have to just understand and prepare yourself psychologically for the fact that
But is it too soon to lean into the connection?
no, anything that's trying to get you to lean out is lying to you.
Okay.
Anything trying to get you to lean out is lying to you. So,
Because it's only like a month.
what does that mean?
We've only been dating for a month.
Okay. What does that mean?
Very well, coach. Lean
Like-
into the connection.
Like,
Don't
what
run.
are you
Don't
avoiding right now? Like, you said being vulnerable. Like, what type of vulnerability are you running from?
Emotional vulnerability.
What does that look like?
That looks like basically expressing exactly how I feel, being open with my feelings.
Okay. Okay. So, what kind of feelings are you not trying to share?
Attachment.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Like,
Basically.
specifically, what kind of feelings are you afraid to share? What sentence are you afraid to say?
Love.
You feel like you love this person?
Love.
Huh?
Dependency.
Do you feel like you love this
I
person?
feel as though it can potentially get there.
Okay.
Reason being, reason being is like the simple things we share, like days, like regular mundane stuff. And I guess I'm afraid that when the attachment starts, I will become dependent, and then that dependency is going to, if something goes wrong, then it's going to bring hurt.
Right.
So
I mean, but you're in a situation where you're going to hurt regardless. You either hurt because this relationship doesn't work out, or you hurt
I guess
because
there's
you
a
sabotage
chance.
it. What? Are you delayed or something? I feel like we're talking over each other.
No, I said I guess I have to take the chance.
So here's specifically what needs to happen, right? So you're nervous
Probably
because
it's my internet because it just started raining.
okay. What needs to happen is you have historically not done the scary thing. So you're extremely fragile and sensitive right now. Your nervous system has not been conditioned to face this challenge, right? So what you have to do is you have to microdose it. So you have to microdose vulnerability. right? You have the microdose vulnerability, meaning you start to be a little vulnerable. You baby step that shit. Baby step of
Okay.
vulnerability. As you do that over time, you show your nervous system that when you're vulnerable, nothing bad happens. So you don't have to go from like not being vulnerable to being totally open. It's like a little bit. You can start by letting him know that
Got you.
it's hard for you to open up. Maybe that's your first bit of vulnerability. Sometimes it's hard for you to open up and just for him to be patient with you. Maybe that's the first thing that you say to him. Right? So that primes him for the rest of the connection. And then you do a little bit more. And then you show a little bit more of yourself, right? This is a more of a long-term approach. You have to take the long-term
Okay.
approach of like just microdosing this vulnerability and not running. You can regulate, don't run. So if you need a day or two of space, communicate that. You can take space, just communicate it. You can't. How old are you, boo? Boo, how old are you? She's so delayed right now.
I'm 35.
There we go. All right. Too old to be ghosting people. So no more ghosting people. You gotta stop that. Okay. You get 30, you got a 3 in front of your age. We can't be ghosting people no more. So if you need to take space, you can take that space, but you need to communicate it. All right. So let me know. I feel like I'm like a news anchor right now, like with this delay. So hopefully that helps you, love. Like keep me posted on how it goes. All right.
Got you.
All right.
Cece's gonna keep you posted.
There we go. There we go. All right, boo. You take care.
Good.
She's like still hearing me right now. They still ghosting at 50. Yeah, that's like cowardly behavior, man. There really is no excuse for it. That's coward. Ain't nothing to send a little text real quick. If you really scary, just send the text and block them. I wouldn't be mad at that. Not feeling it, block. Right? Just let them know. But ghosting people at that big age is you're lame. Not Boo. I get what Boo's going through, but she will be lame if she continues to do that. That's very lame behavior. Okay. See what other kind of questions we got. Oh, that's what I do. Block and delete. So you shoot a text real quick and you block them. You can't like chill for a minute and see what their response to you is. I don't know why people are so afraid of like just sending a "I'm not feeling it" text. You don't even have to tell the truth. You can lie. Hey, I got a lot going on. I mean, I told a woman that years ago. Yo, I got a lot going on. So much. She was like, "Oh, what you got going on?" I can't. It's too much to tell you. Actually, we'd be talking all day if I told you everything I had going on. I just know that I can't. I ain't got the time for this. I ain't got the time for this. No, no, no. No, no, no. Just not feeling the spark. I don't even give them like anything. Um, my default has been like a feeling more like of a platonic vibe. Or was that my default? Platonic vibe? I forget. It's been so long since I've had to send a text like that. I don't think I really give them like a reason though. If I do, I put it on me. I say we're not aligned. Right. Women like to send the long ones though. I don't send long ones. It'd be like 2 sentences. Women like send you a whole fucking essay. That's why y'all be ghosting. Cause y'all feel the need to like give like this long thought out explanation. I remember one woman ended things with me because she wanted me to text her every day. And she sent me a damn press release. And it was written by ChatGPT. I know it was. Because it didn't make any sense. She was like, I value honesty and transparency. What does honesty and transparency have to do with me texting you every day? ChatGPT wrote this, didn't it? So she didn't get a response, but anyway. Big Boy says, serious relationship available. All right, Big Boy. You tell him. Relationship for sale. Anybody want a relationship? Charge it to the game. It's not fun sending that text message. Nobody enjoys it. But it's like, you just gotta do it. I think I had like a Google Doc with like the shit. I just copy and paste the same one. It is what it is. What's up, BB? Why are men so scared of tone? I feel every time I get sassy with the man, they run. Well, you might have to do some reflection, Crystal. Because that has become a pattern, it seems. You may not think it's a big deal, but it clearly is. That ain't fear, dear. Yeah, they probably don't like you after that. I don't think it's afraid. They're just like, I don't really like this chick. Dating is so lame these days. Not for everybody, man. It's you really have to change your approach. I find that most people who complain about dating are really complaining about dating apps. If you're using dating apps consistently, appreciate you, Angie, you're going to have a bad time. That's guaranteed. All right, let's see if we got another caller.
What's up, guy?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, so I meant to tell you, the pencil guy, Gerard, he blocked me. Can you believe it?
I saw you said that in the chat.
He literally thought I was like copycatting him or something.
Why do you say that?
Because supposedly, seeing that when I've been doing my own lives, so he thought I copycat him because I said like one thing, and he
What did you say?
Something about, that's what I teach here, because I was doing one of the battles, and I did the dating and general life advice, and all of a sudden somebody screenshotted what I had, and then they blocked me, and they blocked another girl too, I guess, who was in there. She said we both got blocked, and I guess supposedly he chases like a lot of people out of his lives, and people have stopped watching. So, but he's just, he doesn't seem like a very nice guy. So, unfortunately. But I don't know if you ever heard of him before.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't really follow him though, so I don't really have any data on this. But
Yeah.
sounds rough. Sorry that happened to you, Chief. But you didn't copy him, right?
No, I didn't. And I said, even somebody said, they go, Sam would never copycat him or anybody. And, but I guess, his, I'd say be careful when you watch him, because there's like drama and stuff going on. So don't follow Gerard, the guy official.
All right. Let's not do that though. Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't advise your clients to spread rumors on people, all right? So people can
Yeah.
follow them if they want. Just, you know, keep building your own thing, man. Maybe that's a
Yeah.
sign to not watch so many lives and just keep building your own content.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Because that's what I was telling a lot of people, and they were like, oh, they go, are you supporting Sam? Blah, blah, blah. So, but, yeah.
Yep. All right, brother. Well, best luck to you, all right?
Yeah. Thanks again for letting me up.
No problem, Chief. All right. How can I end a relationship? Oh, somebody asked a question earlier. What should they do instead? Like cold approach? Mods, now that I have my iPad, I can actually see what y'all are saying in the chat, the mod chat. So yeah, I get to join in those conversations now. Yay. I got an iPad just so I can stream on Instagram as well. Okay. So what I recommend is for people to put themselves in static environments, right? So those are environments where you see the same people over and over again. You have to take a community approach to dating. Let me say that again. Historically, we are evolved for dating within a small community. Okay? We're evolved. We're not evolved for dating apps, social media connection. Even cold approach is relatively new. Historically, it has always been a community, a little small community. Okay? So the people who tend to, if you look at your history, right? It was always easier to make romantic connections when you were a part of some sort of community. When you were in school, it was a lot easier to get a boyfriend or girlfriend, right? Historically, a lot of people, one of the main ways people met each other was through their jobs. Even though everybody says don't date coworkers nowadays, it wasn't so long ago where that was like one of the primary ways people actually met their husbands or wives, right? These are static environments. These are environments where you see the same people over and over again. Every time you go, it's the same group of people there. You get to build familiarity with those people, and familiarity can open the door to attraction. It also can increase like your options, right? What I mean by that is there may be somebody there who doesn't really catch your eye immediately, but then through frequent exposure of that person, you start to develop an acquired taste, shall we say. Right? So the static environment approach is going to be the S tier strategy. Dynamic environments are like a B tier strategy. So dynamic environments are environments where you see different people every time you go. Those are going to be clubs, bars, restaurants, brunch, parties. So dynamic environments, right? One thing I want people to understand is the way the pool that you date in matters. The environment that you date in matters, right? So one of the benefits of the static environment approach is the environment you put yourself in can act as a filtering mechanism. So for example, let's say you want to date a person who is in good shape and prioritizes health and fitness. Well, maybe go to the gym, right? That environment filters for that type of person. You want someone of good moral character, who has a giving heart, giving nature. Okay, well, maybe you volunteer. You know what I mean? Start meeting people who also volunteer. That environment selects for a specific type of trait. That's not what people are doing. What people are doing is hopping on dating apps, trying to get fast results. Ariana, if that's your situation, you just added Danny about, you are so far off from where you need to be, it is not even funny. That's damn near stage 1 behavior, love. What do you mean your ex called you and you think you like him again from one conversation? That's outrageous. All right. Let me see. Let's bring Shorty up. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Who took her down? Who was it, Danny or was it Hannah? I think people on dating apps are those who rarely have the time to go out due to their job demands. No. What you're doing there, V, is you are collapsing it into one singular variable. There are many reasons for somebody to be. I'll give you another reason, V. You probably didn't consider this. What about the people who are socially inept, who don't know how to talk to people? Wouldn't they likely use a dating app? Point is, there are many reasons why people use dating apps. And you don't know what reason the person you just matched with is up there for, right? So if it was a good place to meet people, people would not be complaining about them so much. It's not a good place to meet people. What you see is a lot of people up there looking for validation. A lot of people get on dating apps just to see who they can match with. They want the validation that comes from it. A lot of them can't be alone, so they want to quickly find someone, right? But if you have the free time to go on dates, you have the free time to meet people more organically. If you can make that work in your schedule, you can also find the free time to put yourself in a static environment. I have like 5 songs by Drake stuck in my head right now. I know CJ over there fuming. The Drake haters be the first one to listen. It's crazy, man. Crazy. CC, what's going on? You messing up the game, baby. That's the same one y'all just kicked off. And also make her less attached to my... Okay. Let me see. Cece, don't let Danny talk about you like that. Danny just says Cece is your slowest student. Hey, I will not stand for the Cece slander. She just walked away for a second. Did you like the new album? All of them. All 3 of them hoes. Hell yeah. All 3 of them. Absolutely. My goat is back. What if you don't have the time to go on dates yet want to get to know someone? Do you have a schedule conflict then? Like that's your constraint. What is the purpose of getting to know somebody if you can't date them? How do you even have the time to get to know them? Where are you talking to them at? How are y'all FaceTiming and on the phone? But I believe someone can still find someone genuine on social media. Yeah, social media is leagues above dating apps. If somebody wanted a digital strategy, social media, for sure. Dating apps are out. They're out. But yeah, you could do social media. That's fine. I have Shebang stuck in my head. I got a few of them. Okay. We have any other callers? I don't trust either one of these callers. Again, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can call in. I'll solve your issue. Also, drop your questions in the chat. I'll answer them there. You want the quality questions, the quality answers, though. It's best to call in. Always best to call in. Maya, I was very disappointed with that live I saw you put up. Very disappointed with the subject matter. It's come to my attention that y'all are not learning anything in this live, apparently. Why are dating apps out? Because they're just not effective. Makes for a bad experience. How would you meet people on social media? The game is so easy. I would post about something that I am competent in, especially if we're talking about TikTok. I would post about something that I have a lot of interest in or am competent in. So the people who see my content and follow me will be people who are also interested in that. Okay? TikTok speed dates? No. Don't try to find people who are shopping. They're the worst people to date. The worst people to date are people who are shopping. You don't want to date people who are shopping. I'm gonna have to make some content on this. There's a marketing principle that relates to this that I haven't talked about. Yeah, I'll make that video. But you don't want to date shoppers, people who are actively looking for someone. You ideally want to date someone who's just living their life and then y'all just cross paths and they happen to be single. You don't want the person who's like scoping, like, I need to find someone. That's all the dating apps. Everyone on dating apps, when you're on dating apps, what you're basically doing is you're dating people who can't find someone. Already off. Already a problem. So you're dating people who can't find anyone. Hence, that's why they're on the app. And then when you date them, the main thing that you find out is why they can't find someone. And the decision that you have to make is that a deal breaker for you? So you go on the date, you go on a couple of dates, and then you ultimately find out, like, oh, that's why you can't find nobody. You have 8 kids. All right. Is that a deal breaker for me? Yes, I'm out, right? Or no, let's continue dating. But that's the pool that you're dating in. The pool that you're dating in is that pool. You want to do that? I don't want to do that. Right, but what if you're one of those people struggling to find someone? What's the path? You got to educate on what's off-putting about you, to be honest with you. I look at it like people that are trying to put themselves out there. No, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking at it the wrong way. That's not people who are trying to put themselves out there. Again, you're projecting you onto the app. You got to stop doing that. You're projecting V onto the app. You've done that twice now in the live. You've described the app in a way that matches your intention. Not everybody has your intention. Right? So, is she requesting? Yeah, let's talk about this further. It's be a good conversation. V, what's up?
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. So, we were talking about the dating apps.
Yeah, what I'm saying is they are practically the reasons why I go there.
Okay. Talk to me. Why do you go there?
Because of my job, I'm usually very busy. So I rarely interact. Even those I interact with, I don't find myself attracted to them. So I feel like as a woman, I should always put myself out there. That is the reason why I go there, not just to shop or the way you put it, but just maybe I can find someone with similar interests.
You said that you met people in person and you weren't attracted to them.
Yes.
How long have you been
I
single?
feel like, pardon,
How long have you been single?
2 years,
And how long were you in your last relationship? How long did that relationship last?
3 years.
Why did it end?
Because I was doing more of building. I was in the relationship for what I thought he would be in the future rather than what I was seeing right now. So I got tired of that. I got tired of trying to build. I wanted someone who can lead confidently and who can lead even me in the spiritual ways.
Okay. So what kind of man are you looking for?
A man who is God fearing and who is family oriented and goal driven. A man who has something working for them.
And you can't find that in person.
I've not been able to find these core principles, these core values that I'm looking for.
What core values have been missing?
Let me just talk about my last relationship. The person, when I met the person already had a child from another relationship. And when I got into the relationship, I didn't want to base the relationship or look at him from his past mistakes, but I was hoping that I'll find someone who is a good father, who is driven, who wants to work hard in order to provide at least for his child. But that was not the case. It was more of, I kept insisting, oh, remember you have a daughter, you have to be there for your daughter. And the reason why that happened like that is because I know what it means not to have a dad in that area. So it affected me more than even the way it was affecting the child. Secondly, he was not even providing for me, but I was just looking for that part, that God-fearing part. So it was just a lot. I didn't even know how to explain.
Okay. It's just the way that you describe who you're looking for. It doesn't sound like that is a high bar. It's not immediately clear to me why that is so difficult to find. Unless that's not an exhaustive list. So if I brought to you like a man who's 5'3", but he had all of those qualities, would you date him?
I'm sorry, I'm not. No,
Right.
because...
Okay, so there's more to the list. So tell me the whole list.
Okay, the whole list. I'll prefer a taller man because I'm a short woman. I'll prefer apart from the height, basically. Okay, I like a man that is good looking, that is attractive, sure.
Okay.
Then a provider, family oriented, God fearing.
Now we're getting there. You're describing the exact type of man who would not be on a dating app.
Oh.
Why would he be up there?
Maybe because it's not so
No, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The best people are not on dating apps. Worst people are. The best people are not up there. They don't need to be. They have options. They walk outside. People turn their heads. Why would they need to be on an app?
Okay.
If you find them on an app, it either means they're really fucked up or they don't want nothing serious. That's the only two reasons why you will find like a very desirable person on an app, is because they are either messed up or they don't want nothing serious. Because why would they be up there? They have no other reason to be up there. You want a good looking guy who can provide and is God fearing, and you describe like the type of man I think any woman would want, right? So he has a lot of women going after him. He doesn't need to be on the app.
But I'm a good woman. I feel like
That has
you're
nothing to do
talking.
with this conversation. That's great, but your strategy is off. We're talking about strategy. We're not talking about your qualities. We're talking about strategy. You're looking for, I used to, when I worked at a cell phone store, I've always thought like this, by the way. Like, people do shit that don't make sense to me. And I remember the CEO of the cell phone store, we did not make much money there. We sold cell phones, right? And we made very little commission. Very little commission. Pennies. And I remember talking to the CEO one day because I was one of the sales managers, and he was so frustrated. He was like, I don't see why the salespeople aren't better. He was like, I don't know why the salespeople aren't better. How can we train them to be better? And I remember thinking, if the salespeople were as good as you wanted them to be, they wouldn't fucking work here. They would sell items that give them bigger commissions. Why would a phenomenal salesperson work in the cell phone store and make such low pay? It doesn't go together. If you're going to pay cheaply, you're going to get people whose skills match that. So let's apply that to this situation. Why would somebody who has all the qualities that you just listed be on a dating app? They're not going to be up there.
Okay.
Right? So, if you want to find higher quality people, you have to go where higher quality people are. Static environments. You got to put yourself in environments, right? You got to actually be around people because you're not that busy. Again, if you're free enough to actually go on a date, then you have free time. You probably are uncomfortable meeting people organically. That's your real problem. But that's where all the magic happens, right? I'm not saying that's the only thing that you can do. You can also meet people on social media as well. That's fine, right? But
Okay.
you're likely not going to find the guy that you're describing on a dating app. It's just the incentive isn't there.
Thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you, all right?
Thank you, sir.
I gotta start using stories to make my point more. Get in my Jesus bag. Hit y'all with some parables out this bitch. Because sometimes I say things directly, it's like it don't land. We start spinning a little tale real quick. Once upon a time, there was a goofy motherfucker that was on a dating app. Trying to find his queen. Huh? Have to hit you with those. I think you scared her probably. That was a little bit too intense with that one. She was very soft spoken. But yeah. Y'all can find these people. Like, it does become a game of musical chairs though. We gotta acknowledge reality. It does become a game of musical chairs. Not everybody gonna find somebody like that. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. Somebody gotta get with Quasimodo. Someone gotta get with Quasimodo, bro. Not everybody can have the Prince Charming. Or the woman equivalent of that. But you improve your odds by working on yourself and improving your strategy. And if you need help working on yourself and improving your strategy, you know what to do. 1 hour coaching calls. That was such a seamless plug, wasn't it? This icon right here, it's a button at the bottom of the screen. You hit that, shoot me a message. I'll send you a link for where you can book your call. First, I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I'll send you a link to book your call. I see people in the chat right now who have already began conversations with me. I need you all to know prices are going up end of this month. Okay? So if you're waffling on buying the package, understand prices are going up and they're not coming back down. Same thing for the people who wanted the implementation package. That's part of the prices that are going up. Okay? So don't wait on that. All right. And they're going to keep going up too, by the way. Supply and demand, baby. As more people demand my time, the more prices have to increase. But yeah, you'll have to get off those apps. Y'all have to get off those apps. Y'all have to. I say it every live. Let me see. What's up, Julie? Everyone wants handsome and tall, but we need to be wanted back. Right. Right. That's like, I was talking to Danny about this. Business and dating and relationships, they relate so well. They overlap. So as a business owner, if I'm creating products and services, I can't just create products and services that I want to sell. I have to look at what the market will pay for. So I have to look at my customers or my potential customers and say, what product or service do they want? And I have to go build that and offer that. Now, apply that same mentality to dating. When you have a business and you are trying to get customers, you define what is called your avatar, right? So you define the type of person that you perceive will buy your product or service. And you try to learn everything about that type of person. What are they into? What do they spend their time doing? And you say, what products and services would that person want, right? Apply that same mentality to dating and relationships. Who is your avatar, right? What type of person are you going after? Okay. And then what would that person want? Is it still glitching now? Y'all good? Still? It's still doing it? I might have to close and come back in. Let me know if it's still doing it. Okay, I'm gonna close out and come back in.
Yeah, you know it.
All right. How we doing? Better? Fantastic. Yo. Hello?
Good morning, boss. How are you doing?
CC, you bring the worst people up. My God. I don't know what the last thing y'all heard, but what I was saying was, like a business does, you have to define your avatar, what type of person you're looking for, and then ask yourself what type of person they would want. And then you offer that, right? It's not very complicated. It's just people don't think about this. People typically only, because we live in like a narcissistic culture, people typically only are thinking about what they want. They don't think about what the other person wants. You have to think about what the other person wants. It's like you see these successful women and they're like, I want a provider. I want like a man who's blah, 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 blah. It's okay, well, who does he want? Does he want this very masculine woman, or does he want someone a little bit softer? Oh, I'm not giving up my ambition. Okay, well, I don't think y'all would be a fit, to be honest with you. Don't think y'all will be a fit. All right? I doubt Maya meant to request. He want that stud muffin, that super? Super, is that your nickname, Stud Muffin? Stud Muffin. It's like a fat stud. I think a fat stud you should call a Stud Muffin. I exposed myself enough. When y'all get the coaching call, you reset the like call-in limits, by the way. Maya, I saw you made that point earlier. Like you called in twice. No. You booked the coaching call. That resets. So now you can call in 2 more times. I know I had to block someone the other day. Because Shorty tried to call in. And I'm like, I've already talked to you 3 times. So you got to book the coaching call. She like DM'd me. She's probably watching on YouTube right now. Because she subscribed to the YouTube. I haven't decided if I'm going to block her up there yet. Hello, Fempress, if you're listening. I haven't decided if I want to block you yet. But watching on YouTube. Enjoy. I just pay for the privacy. Right. I'm low-key petty, Kiana. I don't get in my petty bag a lot, but people like to poke the bear, man. There was a guy, I literally had this thought the other day. There was a guy on Facebook. Facebook, like, the people there are just unhinged, man. So when I post on Instagram, it automatically posts on Facebook. And so from time to time, I'll get on Facebook to see like if anybody's trying to get coaching. And one dude was like shitting on me in the chat. I didn't like it. He's going a little hard. So I responded back like very gracefully. And he kept shitting on me. I said, okay. He's married too. His wife is in his profile picture. I had to stop myself. I was like, I'm going to DM your wife now. Your wife is very easily findable. I'm going to DM her on Instagram. And if she responds, I'm going to screenshot that and then respond to you here with it. Just because you annoyed me today. Decided against it. Didn't do it. But I do have those thoughts. So you gotta relax. You gotta relax. Catch me on the right day, you don't know what you're gonna get. Okay? You catch me on the right day, you don't know what you're going to get. Hold on. Maya, did I tell you that I was disappointed in you for the live you had the other day? I don't think you responded in the chat. I got time today, right? He was a stupid guy. I mean, y'all know the trigger for me is dumb people who think they're smart. That shit annoys the fuck out of me, bro. I wish it didn't. I pray every day to see people the way that God sees them. I'm not there yet because I still see them the way that I see them, which is not in a good way. Them therapists. Right. Not all the time, but you see it on social media all the time. There's nothing. There's one type of comment. Any variation of it, it like makes my blood boil. It's when the person leaves a dumb comment. Maiya. You, Maya, with the rose. It's when people leave a dumb comment and then put like the laughing emojis after it, like they're laughing at you. Yeah. That'll make me jump. That'll make me jump off the roof. I get irrationally upset at that shit. What's up, Barbie? Miles, I gotta turn my notifications off. Y'all keep distracting me with y'all's banter. Why do you think it means laughing at you and not in general? No, it's just regardless. It's not laughing at me. It's just when people not having an awareness of their own stupidity, it triggers me for some reason. I don't know why. We had a good discussion though. I don't think you did, Maya. I don't think you did. I didn't watch it, but given the subject matter, I don't know. What was the what was good about the discussion? Give me like a takeaway. What did people leave with? I'm also learning to judge people's pockets by their profile picture because I haven't been wrong yet. There are people who would DM me for coaching and I'll look at their picture. I'm like, you can't afford this. And I'll send the link and they'll just ghost. I say, you know what? I'm going to start just judging the book by its cover in this bitch because, yeah. Anyway. I don't judge because I do dumb things too. And nor, guess what? When you do those dumb things, you have an awareness of it. It's not the stupidity is not the problem that I have. That's not a problem I have. It is the obliviousness of it. And it's not even that they're oblivious to it. It is the certainty in the fact that they aren't, which is why the laughing emoji is left. It's the combination of all those variables that just like get under my skin. Gets under my skin. But I can't be that way because like when you like create content, when you go viral, a lot of people want to go viral. Appreciate you, Jennifer. A lot of people want to go viral, right? When you go viral, that's when the idiots come out. So be careful what you wish for. If you ever make a video that gets over like 100K views, let alone 1 million, that's when you get all the dumb people. Pop the Balloon is also desperate. Sure. Good news? Eva, talk to me. What's the good news? Once you give enough chances, you have to judge by the cover. It be on their face. You got to judge by the cover, man. That's someone like the most like... You can't always judge a book by the cover. They need to add nuance. You can't always judge a book by the cover, but you can like 80% of the time. I'll be honest. You can like 80%. When you like are out and you see a questionable character and you lock your door, you know what I'm talking about? Like you lock your car door. 8 times out of 10, you should have locked that shit. That was a good decision. You made the right call. You should have locked that. You absolutely should have locked the door. Right? 80% of the time, you can absolutely judge a book by its cover. Engagement gets them there. Right. Eve, I think I missed your comment. My first million video was baffling. The comments were, yeah, man. Mine was, I used to make skits, so I would go viral a lot with those. Skits are different. Like humor is different. But if it's like opinion based, that's when it gets weird. So my Love Island videos, they probably have like 4 million combined views on 2 of them. The people who like took it very seriously, like they knew these people, like you would think these were the castmates' family members I was talking to. They were really serious about that shit. I would have people tag me in other people's videos. Okay, I think we're back. All right. There we go. All right. What is going on with TikTok, man? It happened on my laptop, too. Maybe it's me. Maybe I have too many devices connected. Okay. Now, what did Eva say? So, Eva, you and Buddy work things out? Cash out me to upgrade Coach Wi-Fi. It might be the Wi-Fi for real. I don't know. Love Island fans are still like that to this day. Over them people is crazy. Yeah, man. People like, you really see how big of a deal mental health is when you like get on social media and see these people. Like, I was thinking the other day, like, I've never left a negative comment on anything. Like, I've never saw somebody's video and felt the need to like leave something negative on the video. Even if it was like not interesting to me, I just would scroll. And the amount of people who don't have that same reaction is interesting. That's that Verizon Wi-Fi. Listen, don't be trying to shit on my Wi-Fi either because you in a good mood now. Because you and your boo done like got back together. Relax. Are you going to do a commentary on the new season of Love Island? I'll do another video on it. I'll do another video on it. With the same format. I wouldn't be surprised if people copied my format this year. Or if like other dating coaches try to do the same thing. I was the only dating coach that got those type of views. I saw a lot of them like trying to talk about it, but like when I read all the men and all the women, you want to we're making content. You want there to be something like unique about what you're saying. You don't want it to be like, duh. And a lot of people would make content being like, well, hood is crazy. It's like, well, no shit. Tell me something interesting about this. Something's in the air today. I was vulnerable with this man. It was very rewarding. What man? I don't think we've talked about a new man, Maya. What's going on? That's how I found your content, and it's been up and stuck. I appreciate you, love. They like the attention, even if it's negative, right? Like you see, like even with the Drake stuff, like people like CJ. I don't know if he's watching, but they can't let you enjoy the music without being like, this shit's trash. So, okay, bro, whatever. He was calling in. Maya was as well. Hold on. Hello. Okay. I don't think Issa meant to come up. Let's let Eva up. Let's let Maya up.
Hey, Coach.
Hold on, Maya, 1 second. Let me get Eva first, all right?
Hey, good evening.
What's going on, Eva?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Hi.
What's up?
I just want to give you the quick update before I wake up tomorrow. I'll forget because I know me.
Mm-hmm.
So I might as well just say tonight. But we did have a talk because remember I told you that he still wanted to go on the date this weekend. So we did have the date.
Hold on 1 second. Eva, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Talked about it.
Hold on.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, I just brought it back up. Let me see if the chat can hear you.
You gotta change it from Verizon to, I don't know, Comcast? What do you guys have?
I think we're good. It's still bad?
Still nothing? Someone said still
Okay, it
bad.
said better. It says better.
Oh, yay. Okay. All right, good. So I was like, let me just call you, give you the update tonight before I go to sleep and then I forget because I know me.
Uh-huh.
Nah, Verizon used to be bougie. Now it's the ghetto. It's for the povos like us. But anyways, so I told you how, I sent him the text, and he said that he still wanted to go on the date.
Mm-hmm.
So we scheduled it for this weekend. It's still glitching. Oh my god.
It said the sound is weird.
Is it for me? What's this?
Hold on. I'm gonna try to do it one more time. Hold on.
Take it off.
Echo, 1, 2, 3. Mic up. Hello.
I can hear you. Can
Is
you
this
hear me?
better?
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
See, it's TikTok. It's not the internet connection. Because if it was the internet connection, you wouldn't be able to hear me. I can hear you just fine. You can hear me just fine. It's
So they
TikTok.
can't hear us. Dang. Dang, y'all.
Well, you can still
I'm
tell
sorry.
me, and I'll just update them.
They're gonna be so mad.
Mm-hmm.
You give them the update. But nonetheless, so we had the conversation, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was telling him how, like I have a different perspective on the connection, right? I'm no longer as open as I was at the beginning. So he mentioned that it was a miscommunication, that what he mentioned wasn't we're not compatible. It was just I'm worried about this. Can we talk about it? Can we address it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's fair. He also said that he wasn't really able to gauge me. So he didn't know if I really cared. And I'll give him that because I do have we talked about this. I'm very freeze mode. So I don't give a lot of reaction. Only to my close people where I'll be goofy.
Mm-hmm.
But most people don't see that side of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he was having trouble seeing it. So during the conversation, I got frustrated, primarily with myself, because I was like, I'm trying to apply the tools that I've learned. They're going crazy in the chat. That's so funny. But I was telling myself that I'm learning all these tools. I have to get the implementation packet. But I'm learning all these tools and I feel like it's not working. So I reverted back to my free, stone cold, no reaction, personality. And he told me, he was like, you're sitting next to me, but you look so cold, like I can't reach you. So I got so frustrated that I started crying.
Really?
I know. I started crying. And apparently that was the breakthrough, because he was like, him seeing me cry, kind of clicked something in him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe she does care. She has emotion. She's invested to a certain degree in the connection. Because he was like, I didn't think that, you were that invested in it. And I wasn't really getting what I usually get from, women in a relationship. I wasn't getting that from you. But that if you're doing this, then obviously, you have some type of degree of care. So he did say, I did tell him that I'm at the point where I was starting to feel safe with him, but I no longer have that safe place right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to kind of take it slow, but I do see where he's coming from. So there is some work that I have to do, right, in a connection. So I do intend on doing my best. I can't guarantee that it's going to happen overnight. I may still revert back to my default, but if he brings it up to me, I will keep doing the work on my part.
Okay.
And I also told him that I need something from him too. You can't expect me to know what's in your head. So you have to communicate.
Right.
If you feel like I'm not showing emotions or I'm not doing this, I welcome you to say something. Like, you'll not be nagging me, you'll be helping me navigate the connection. So we had the talk. I did tell him that I'm no longer where I was. However, I am open, right, to give it a try, like an honest try, and see where it goes. But either way, he's a super reasonable person. So good, we're back on track.
Okay.
He started making like girlfriend's joke. So who knows? Now his open idea, because he felt bad. He felt like he was, losing me after the text that I sent him. So that was like a wake up call. And that, he's being he's
Hold on. Time out. What happened after you sent him that text?
He said that he didn't want to open it that night. He saw it, but he kind of had a feeling of what the test was about based on the connection. So he waited. That's why he waited so long to message me back the next day, because it took him, it hit him. And
Right.
it was like a, damn, she don't want me no more. I hope we can be friends type of situation. So he came in today with the hope that, even if she's done with me, at least we can be friends type of situation.
But he said that was a wake up call?
Yes, he said that I gave him a lot to think about, and that there are certain things that, he should have been doing too that he wasn't. So now, because it is a lot of time together, 5 months, it's not a couple of weeks. So he really doesn't want to just let the connection go to waste.
There we go.
So he wants to do what's necessary to make it work. He's 100% willing. Yes.
Nah. That's what I'm talking about.
So
Like
that's
that.
where we are.
Like that. Okay. How you feel about it?
Yes.
You feel good?
Yes. I feel a lot better. I feel like the wall in the communication that made each of our words just bounce off and come back to us has been broken. And I do appreciate the fact that instead of him being guarded, because initially he was very guarded, instead of doing that, he was open, right? Because I'm doing the work, so I have to be open.
Right.
But I wasn't sure if he was also going to be open so we can meet in the middle. And I'm glad that it happened. And also something that he did say is that when his mom is very nagging, so the whole debate challenge of ideas comes from his mom, because when he has conversations with his mom, she tends to go from 0 to 100. So I've realized that I didn't tell him that, but I've realized that that's a trigger for him. So me having these highly intellectual conversations with him sometimes, it's not a problem to me, but it's a trigger to him. So that's probably something that I should pay attention to also, and kind of learn how to navigate that as my way of meeting him in the middle.
Gotcha. I love it.
So stage 2.
Stage
Yeah.
2.
Stage 2.
I love it because it's it shows how sometimes being a bit messy and real and human is all that's is the needed spark.
Right.
You crying changed this connection. So you crying is essentially you can, obviously it's vulnerability, but it's also you being real. You not managing things.
Yeah.
Because even us, when we're talking about things about your approach, it's still you kind of managing it. Still you trying to control it, right?
Indeed.
But sometimes letting go of the control is what's needed.
Yeah.
So 2 things to help that. 1, sending the text, right?
Yes.
Which
Yes.
let's clap it up for
It
me
was
real
scary.
quick. Let's clap it up
It
for
was
me real
scary,
quick.
but I was like, I'm gonna do it. And whatever happens, happens. And I was very genuine with accepting the downfall
Yeah,
of that.
the text is like the if someone's probably suppressing how they feel about you or taking the connection for granted, that text is like, oh, this person probably leave, right? So it makes them see the connection with clarity. So the combination of that was like the catalyst. The text was the catalyst. Without the text,
Yeah.
you're not in a situation where you're crying, right?
I agree.
So like the text was the catalyst. You get on the date. Now the date has more stakes. The stakes have risen. There's higher stakes now. And you break down from being frustrated. And then that paradoxically is what brought y'all closer. So yeah, I like it.
Yep.
You're back. My parlay is back on you, Eva.
Yep.
one.
And I did pray. Like before we met, I actually prayed and I was like, I just want to be in the moment. I don't want to edit myself. I want to be true to me, whatever that looks like. And I just want to be able to articulate like what it is that I feel and what I want the other person to kind of get from it.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm happy to hear
things
that.
went well.
I'm happy to hear that because I thought we were on our way out. But that's the thing. It's like when I tell people to send a text like that, it's like you got to be prepared for things to end after that. But things are going to change after that text is sent. It's either things end or y'all get closer.
Yes. So I'll keep updating you. But I let him hold my hand when we were walking out of the restaurant.
You allowed him to touch you a little bit?
Yes. Yes.
I'm proud of
Actually, like I extended my hand out, so he was like super giddy about that too.
There we go.
So yeah, I will do the effort. I'll put my best foot forward. If it doesn't work, then that's God's will. If it works, then that's God's will too.
That's
but
it.
I'll do my part either way.
There you go. That's the right mentality.
Yes.
All right, Eva. I appreciate
All
the share,
right,
love.
y'all. Sorry that y'all can hear it. But, link in bio for YouTube. You can watch what is it? The recap, the encore?
We're streaming live. We're streaming live on it right now.
There you go. Or you can go back and watch it later to see what I said. But
Exactly.
I actually like that y'all can hear it. It made it feel like a coaching call.
Right. There we go.
But I will hit you up for like the implementation package so I can work on like how to properly exhibit my femininity.
There we
whatever
go. All right, I look forward to it.
So I'm gonna circle back. But I appreciate you. I love you guys in the chat, and I will talk to you guys later.
All right, Eva. Take care, love.
Bye.
All right, Eva's in a good place. Again, if y'all want your 1 hour coaching call, this icon right here, hit that button at the bottom of the screen. Shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation, and if I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. I would act fast though, because prices go up at the end of the month. Prices go up at the end of the month. I'm glad to see that worked out for her though. Had another client, I had him send like the same type of text. Did not work out in his favor. Didn't work out for him. Shorty did not respond. Told him, like, listen, this is a capacity checker, right? We're checking the capacity right now. This test is going to reveal the truth of the connection. So her not responding to you just shows you where she stood. Once people left, it cleared up. TikTok hating, man. They hating. They hating. They treat me like Drake. They don't want me to be up on top, you know? They don't want me to ascend the mountaintop. It takes a little to be vulnerable, but it's so beautiful once you do it right. Right. All right, what kind of last minute questions do we have? Maybe we need to get those good morning ones out of here. Maya, you're funny. Yeah, we gotta get the I mean, it was nothing like what 200 and something people in here. It wasn't even like we had a crazy amount of people in the chat. Maybe TikTok has like an African limit. I don't know. We're back in full effect. All right, what kind of questions do we have? Last minute questions. Last minute questions. Last minute questions. What's up, Bug? All right, no questions? If we got no questions, I'll hop out. Let me check YouTube real quick. I saw a whole gang of y'all went on YouTube. Like 20 watching. Like, oh, they left. What did it sound like? The robotic sound. Okay. It was crazy. They had to leave. Okay. Like a robot and static. Gotcha. How can a fearful avoidant connection be successful? It's unlikely to be successful. Are you talking to a fearful avoidant, Maya? Hope not. Are you asking like hypothetically? Or is this your situation? And if it's your situation, how do you know they're fearful avoidant? But I love him. Is this an ex? Which kind of places can we meet new people other than dating apps? Static environments. You can technically meet people anywhere people are. No, but we dated at the wrong time. Right. This isn't. Have you called about this person before? This ain't John Henry, is it? Okay. Not John Henry. All right. So you fell in love that fast, huh? You were just talking about John Henry. How we fall in love so fast, Mike? Static environments are environments where you see the same people over and over again. So like church, the gym if you go at the same time every day, work, hobbies, clubs, that kind of stuff. These are the only two men I felt that way for real. So how'd you reconnect with Buddy? Or were you posting on Instagram to get his attention? You were throwing it in a circle, weren't you? You was on IG throwing it in a circle. You got his attention, huh? I know what happened. That's the old Hannah tactic. It's always the IG stories, right? Throwing that ad in a circle. He was going through his stories. He saw yours, and he went like this. All right, we want to shoot a DM. Can social media work? Yes. He ain't on social media? Uh-oh. You know what they say about the ones not on social media now. They'll be the worst ones. Them be the worst ones. I gotta stalk his LinkedIn. Well, LinkedIn is social media. He's technically on social media then. Fuck. Alright. How old is he? What's the age gap? You're 10 years apart? Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, it might work. We'll see. But somebody got to heal. Somebody got to heal. If you say that you're fearful avoidant and he's possibly avoidant, somebody got to heal. I take it you're volunteering to take up that mantle. How long has he been single? You got to do comedy at a funeral tomorrow. It was a request of the deceased. Why do people honor the deceased request? I think completely differently. I'm the opposite. I'm like, they're dead now, therefore, give a fuck what they want. I feel like dead people don't care anymore, right? I feel like dead people don't care anymore. I feel like they wouldn't care anymore. Like, imagine what they're doing right now. Close your eyes and imagine what they're doing. I bet you they're not like in the corner with their arms crossed, waiting for you to do what they requested. Nope, they can haunt you? No. That's not my belief system. In the Christian faith, I feel like they're frolicking in heaven right now. They're not worried about, did you feed my fish? It's your own family? Who was it that passed? Like a close relative? Cousin? Okay. Well, sorry for your loss, bro. You know it was your own family. But yeah, I've always thought that way. I was like, well, I don't think they care anymore, actually. I think they care while they were here. I don't think you share your same human perspective when you become purely a spirit. But what was I about to say? I feel like you change. That's like an existential like conversation. It's like for my Christians in the chat, have you ever thought about like what version of you goes to heaven? Like what version of you goes to heaven? Because it's not fully this, right? You get what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. Part of your personality right now is connected to your sinful nature. And sin can exist in a place that's holy, right? So your sinful nature can't be in heaven with you. So then what part of you ascends? I used to think about that. Like, okay, so how would I be different? Well, Boo, stop being a Debbie Downer. We're not talking about like people who are atheists. You know, if you weren't an atheist, Boo, you probably would have a more positive disposition about life. The innocent childlike version, probably. Right. And that innocent childlike version probably don't give a fuck about what you cared about. Your last request. That's the point I was ultimately making. Okay, let me go back to Maya, what she said. Try not to do it on my side, but always overshare. He never shared his. I just heard from another person. Blah, 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 blah. You always discuss past relationships and new connections. I mean, eventually you're going to have to, right? Fuck, I just sent an invitation. Okay. It's for everyone's uniform. So hopefully she doesn't accept that. No, coach, forget it. Forget what? You done changed up already? You already running? You already running? Yeah, you are going to have to eventually you're going to have to eventually talk about it at some point. I was going off on a tangent, so I didn't see the rest of your questions. But yes, eventually you're going to have to talk about it. Most people are going to be curious about past connections. No, you good, bud. Well, he knows about mine. I know he was a pretty serious one, but it's been some years since it ended. How many years? Yeah, because I did ask you how long has he been single? When do you reveal you were the problem? I like to go vague and then more specific. So you start vague and then you give more specificity as the person earns more as they earn more, as they prove themselves worthy of getting access to your internal world. So I may tell someone, oh, me and my ex were incompatible. Right? I won't bore you with the details now, maybe someday, maybe one day, right? As we get to know each other, as we progress, I give more details and then more details, right? That's how I would play it. What's this? Also, when you get too transparent and vulnerable, the quicker you get attached. I'm so glad you said that because that's something I had to learn. Shout out to Kay. For you people out there who may be a little bit more anxious attached, you get attached so fast in part because you share too much about yourself. As you open yourself up to a person, you become more vulnerable. I had this exact same thing happen to me. I had talked to my coach about it. Because the first girl I dated after my ex, I was open book. Any question you asked, I answered it, right? We only dated for like 2 months. And when we ended, I was like very exhausted. Because I wasn't prepared for us to end. Even though I knew it wasn't going to be anything, it was more so like she also knew it wasn't going to be anything. So she was like, let's go ahead and call it, right? But I remember being like exhausted after that. I was like, I don't think I have the emotional energy to keep dating. And he was like, yeah, you got to pace yourself. You can't like just give it, like front load it. Can't give everything away at the beginning. You just got to pace it, right? So a lot of you are getting attached very quickly because you're sharing so much with the person. You got to hold some stuff back. I wasn't sharing it first. I didn't like him in the beginning. Why didn't you like him in the beginning, Maya? And what made you start liking him? I like a lady, but she's in Dubai. Your thoughts? You should go to Dubai. Get you a flight. You know, if you can't get the flight, like walk as far as you can walk. And when you get to the ocean, just start swimming. And then just keep swimming until you get to Dubai. Obviously, that's the answer, right? Like, obviously, that's what you should do. Go get your queen, big dog. Go get your queen. What does it mean if someone holds back from you because you don't share? Yeah, they probably aren't feeling connected to you, so why would they continue to invest? What just made all the fearful avoidance come out at once, by the way? I just seen like 3 or 4 people who I know for sure fearful avoidance just pop out at one time. Yeah, you have to, like, you're expecting them to be open with you and you're not being open with them. That's not how relationships form, right? I never liked anybody in the beginning. Attraction isn't enough. We had... Okay. The way you phrased that, Maya, was like you didn't like him, like the opposite of liking him. Not like, oh, I'm neutral, which is what it sounds like you're saying. It sounds like you're saying, I don't even know enough about you to even make a decision. But the way you phrased it before was like, oh, you like didn't like him. Just keep swimming, right? But I have to hold back because it's the beginning. You still have to give something. You still have to give something. You just don't give everything. So you pull back a bit, and I began to lean in more, and it brought me out of my comfort zone. Okay. See, what you're describing, Maya, is you being activated by somebody seeming like they're leaving you. It's fearful avoidant shit. When someone's too close, you pull away. When they start to leave, you pursue. It's possible you don't even like the person like that. It's possible. They just activated you. Remember we went over like the 4 variables you need to determine the connection? Chemistry, compatibility, admiration, and attachment activation. That last one is very important because people get their attachment systems activated and it makes them believe that they really like the person. What tips do you have about dating a business owner that travels a lot? What's the problem? I don't give general tips. You have to tell me what the problem is. I like to solve specific problems. I'm going to send you screenshots. Beloved, you got to get the implementation package for that. I think I sent you a link for that. If not, DM me and let me know. I'll send you a link for it. You can grab that. Then we can look at the screenshots. Yeah, that's so weird. I think I like a chase or something. Yeah, he just activated you. It's just anxiety. That's what happens. It's like you deal with someone, they do something to trigger your attachment system, and then you feel anxiety. You don't know what you're feeling is anxiety. All you know is you feel very strongly right now. You feel a lot of energy in your body, right? And you mistake that for passion. It's not passion, it's anxiety. And a lot of people end up in that situation because they don't have a frame of reference for what genuine interest or desire looks like. they've only went after people who made them feel that anxiety. So from their perspective, that's how attraction feels. That's how interest feels. It feels like anxiety. No. If I feel anxious a lot with a person, that's a red flag to me. If I'm dating someone, there's a lot of anxiety I feel. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I got into my first relationship because of that. Because that person created distance. And I was like, oh, no, you don't. Where do you think you going? Right? And I got into like pursuit mode. I didn't know I just felt anxiety. So then you start choosing the people who make you feel that way. And that's why you have so many bad relationships. Because you're quite literally choosing the worst person for yourself. And then to take it further, the people who don't make you feel that anxiety, you perceive that as y'all not having a connection and them being boring. Because your whole life, you've only chased the anxiety. You didn't even know there was another type of feeling that you should be going after, right? I've heard other people describe it as like a feeling of being at home or genuine interest, genuine enjoyment of the person. It's not anxiety though. That's not saying you never feel any anxiety, right? Because remember, if you look at what we talked about with the connection spectrum, you will have like, when you get to like that top connection, you will have like moderate attachment activation. Say I'm not listening. I am listening to you. You think you love him because he makes you anxious. So many people are trapped in those cycles too. There's people in their 40s and 50s who are still like chasing that anxiety, not realizing that it's lying to them. Here's how you can know that this isn't what's happening to you. If you like the person before you feel any anxiety for them, you're good. If you don't really want them or like them until you feel the anxiety, that's a bad connection. I had such a rough childhood and was caught up thinking that anxiety was chemistry for years. Many such cases. Many such cases. I have to think about it. You have to think about what, Kiana? Did I say something that unlocked for you? Because I had that situation with med school, we should call her. I felt anxiety around her, like probably a month and a half in. Because I think she was creating distance because she just liked the connection so much. You know how people get like that? They're like, this is going too good, so they create distance. And I felt anxious. But I was like, well, I liked her before I felt the anxiety. So it's different. It was before the anxiety. I'm saying I didn't express my liking fast enough, though, when he pulled back. Okay, all right. All right. I don't think I'm good at expressing myself. He held on for a while. I give him that. Okay. How to discern if you actually like someone or just how they make you feel? No, it's a good question. I think you even asking that question gives you a high enough awareness to where that's not going to be a problem for you. Right? Because people who just like how the person makes them feel, and that's why they're in their connection, they wouldn't even think of making that distinction. It's kind of like if you ask yourself if you're a narcissist, you're likely not a narcissist, because a narcissist would not ask themselves that question, right? Good question, though. I had a female client who was in that situation. She was married for 20 years to a guy, and she was only with him because of how he made her feel. She didn't realize that. I had to reveal it to her because when I was asking her why she was with the guy, the way that she described the connection was based on what she was getting. Because he treated me well and took care of the kids and, really made sure I was good. And see, it was a lot of I. You're not saying, oh, he's funny, he's ambitious, describing him in a way where there's like admiration. It was like, oh, this is how I benefit from the connection. Okay, well then you are with this person because of what you're gaining. You hear me all the time up here ask people like, what do you like about him or her? And the way they describe that is telling. The way they describe that is telling. You like functional connection? Yeah, that's the functional connection. Yeah, Keon, so you did go back and watch that video, huh? That old live when I went over the connection spectrum. So what does that tell? What does what tell? If somebody is describing the person they're with in ways where they benefit, then they're probably just with them because of what they get, not because they actually like the person. Why are there no messages here? I'm confused. Oh, it's still loading. Okay. My dad used to give me the silent treatment, starve me and call me names. I'm cooked. You're not cooked. You can get over that. You can heal from that. Starving you is crazy though. I dated a girl, her father used to fuck her all up. She went through so much trauma. I was like, can you stop sharing the details? I don't. My meat is depressed now. You depressed my meat. I don't like this. There's time and a place for that. I got on my Hugh Hefner robe right now. And you want to open up about your trauma. This is not the time nor the place. Let's talk about that in the car or some shit. Every day was another sad story. Another tale. So did I tell you that time that my mother starved our pet cat? No, you didn't, but what happened? You got to give like the listening ear. Like, bro, enough with these sad stories, bro. You got to go sit on the therapist couch or something. I don't have the time for it. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I remember, because she told me about that story too. And then she was like, my brother cut our mother off years ago, and he wrote her a letter. He wrote her a letter explaining why. And I was like, that sounds rough. That sounds really rough. And she was like, it was a beautifully written letter. I wish I could read it to you. And I was like, oh man, you can't read it? You don't know where it is? That sucks. I would have liked to hear it. And I looked away and she said, actually, I said, fuck. Actually what? She's like, I have it right here. I said, God damn it. And she starts reading it. She starts reading the letter. And then like she gets 25% of the way through it and she starts crying. And I'm like, hey, you know you don't have to finish it. And she was like, no, I'm fine. I can get through this. I said, fuck. I wish I had a soundboard in this bit. She got through that whole letter as if I gave a singular fuck about what her brother told her mother. I don't even know your brother. I barely know you. What's your last name again? Why are you telling me all of this? I'm getting annoyed thinking about it again. You know, like the snot coming out of the nose and shit. I'm like, I think you get off on this a little bit. I think you like being sad. You ever dealt with a person like that? Where like, you seem to be sad a lot, but it's not because you're just sad. It's like you kind of choose to be sad for some reason. No, I'm thinking, no, what was in my mind even was like, this is a red flag because this is way too early for her to be sharing shit this heavy with me. But that ass was fat. You hear me? It was really, really fat. Really fat. Very attractive girl. Very, very cool girl too. I let her get away with a lot of stuff I shouldn't have. A lot of things. Now I think back on it. Too much. Too many things. Too many things. But she was very pretty though. When I should talk about dead folks, right? Right. No, it was a dead cat. It was a cat. I was like, your mom's kind of crazy. Mom's a little nuts. Intentionally starved a cat? Now, I don't know about that. That's a little off. But yeah, every time I talked to her, it was a sob story. And like, I remember before we ended, she was like, yeah, I've been through a lot. I was like, yeah, I know, you've been through a lot. And then she was like, but I haven't even told you everything. What? There's more? There's no way there's more. But everything you've told me, there's still a to be continued? That's crazy. That was when it told me she was like, I think you're too good for me. And I was like, you know what, beloved? I think I agree. I don't think this could ever work. It's too big of a jump. I don't have all that trauma. God's grace. Right? I ain't got all that shit going on. So you gotta go find someone else who been through a couple of storms. I don't know what to do with you. And then she told me something one day. She was like, yeah, sometimes I like to like just sit in the closet. Why the closet? Hey, just kind of breeze past that. Why? Why the closet? Why did you want to go in there? She's like, yeah, sometimes I got locked in the closet. That's how they would punish us growing up. Why do you want to go back then? Normally when people get out of prison, they don't want to go back to prison. Usually. Why do you want to go back? The closet. I said, okay, I cannot lose consciousness around you. I don't think it's safe to lose consciousness around you. I can't access REM sleep in your presence. No REM. No REM in your presence. Y'all haven't dated anyone like that? It's just me? I'm the only person that's dated people a little bit. My curiosity gets the best of me. I was telling Danny this because I like women who are very interesting and stimulating. That typically overlaps with trauma, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm only telling y'all like the most like off the wall people. Most people I've dated have been completely normal. But there have been a few where I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna work. And sometimes they were the baddest ones. I told y'all about the stripper one. Where she like said something on the date that indicated that she spoke to a judge. She was telling me about an altercation she got in with her ex. And she was complaining about him. She was out here doing it for the plot. I did date for the plot for a little while. She was complaining about him. And she was talking about an altercation they got in. And I said, yeah, that must have been hard. She was like, yeah, that's what the judge said. Judge? Where did the judge come from? How did we go from you having the conversation in your house to there being a judge? I didn't say anything, but I went home and I Googled her. There she was. There she was. One of the most beautiful mugshots I've ever seen. Yet again, I cannot access REM sleep in your presence. No REM. No REM. Had a very tired dating experience. Didn't get much sleep. No REM in your presence. Can't do it. Can't do it. Y'all dated some crazy people too. Don't put this all on me. But guess what? Both of them, dating apps. Why do you think I'm so anti-dating apps? Almost every person I've met from a dating app has been fucked up, bro. Oh my God. There's something with these fucking apps, man. There's something with these apps. I've dated people in a myriad of different ways, but dating apps that's where the most fucked up people are. I can actually say I haven't dated any crazies. No bad first date either. Okay, that's good. Crazy people I met were in person. That's fair. Mine is the complete opposite. People I met in person have been cool. Dating app people have been always off somehow, shape, or I remember the most recent woman who, like the last time I was on a dating app, this was last year, mid last year. I dipped my toe in one last time, one last hurrah, right? And Shorty was like, very beautiful black woman, a lot of personality, my type. I like women with a lot of personality. Not loud, just like interesting, right? I don't like loud at all. I don't like that. But she was like, I was trying to set the date up. And she was like, I prefer to talk on the phone first. No problem. It's cool. I'm a talker. You're going to love me, right? So we exchanged numbers, and I'm like, I'm trying to set up the phone conversation. I'm like, yo, when you free to hop on the phone, right? And she tells me, this is after like 3 days of us like texting. I move fast. I don't like all this fucking talking. Let's just get to it. So a couple of days of texting, I'm like, yo, when you free for the phone call? And she was like, actually, I would prefer to build a bit more rapport over text first before the call. I said, you have a good day, madam. You have a good day. The fuck do you mean? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Because you ever like hear people say some goofy shit and like explain to me how that makes sense to you. I want to just understand to you how this makes sense. I just need to understand the thought process. Because I get the in person, like, okay, you want to do a vibe check before we get in person. Understandable, right? I want to make sure I'm not a serial killer. But to be scared of a phone call is outrageous. That's outrageous. I recognize somebody. I'll be stuttering. What, on a phone call? No, I love when they ask for a phone call first. I'm like, oh, you're in for such a treat. You're in for such a treat. You don't even know what's about to happen. Good for you. You want to talk to me? You want to talk to me first. Oh boy. You're going to have a great time. Maya, what you trying to say? You got a problem with it? Check to see how a man handles unexpected changes to the plan, with grace or with anger. No, you let that happen authentically and organically. You don't manufacture that. That's weird. Because then it's like you would probably be weirded out if the man was putting you through, making you jump through hoops. You gotta always flip it. You gotta flip it. Golden rule this shit, right? You don't want it being done to you, don't do it to other people. All it's gonna do is turn me off. If there's like a legitimate reason for the plans changing, fine. But you wanting to text more before you get on the phone call is nonsensical. There's quite literally no reasonable explanation why that would be the case. So now you're just weird to me, and I'm going to distance myself. You miss out on a fantastic opportunity. How sad for you. I am. It's the same thing. You're safe at home already? Right. It's weird. Very, very weird. All right, people. Seriously. Last minute questions. What last minute questions do we have? Maya, you never did tell me what great conversation y'all had in live the other day. All right, I don't see any questions. So, again, you want your 1 hour coaching call. It's the icon right here. Hit that button at the bottom of the screen. Shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Remember, prices are going up. Don't call it, man. Why not, Maya? Prices are going up in this month. So, if you've been waffling on it, well, Maya, if that's the case, then I agree with your approach. If you've been waffling on it, get it now before the prices go up. All right? All right. Appreciate the mileage. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care.